Hello and welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. We're promised to be here this morning, and of course we're going to be giving you an exciting show today. Good morning and welcome. And of course to our very loyal viewers, we're going to have something very special for you today. Also, today is May 1st. That's the day for all workers to kick their feet off and just rest a little bit. I'm Yomi Owobi. And of course, this is the breakfast show of all breakfast shows, the #1 breakfast show in Nigeria right now. And of course, it's a holiday. We're really happy about it. And right now, we're streaming live on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook. You can look us up on TVC Connect. Now, TT is away for the day, but she's going to be back tomorrow, the same time. Of course, let me announce that Chef Onomen's presence is going to be in the building this morning. Chef Precious with Mary this morning.
She's super busy this morning.
Really, really busy trying to get things together, right?
Yeah.
Hey Mary, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Good morning.
All right, so we're going straight to this morning's highlights. Get ready for a discussion on parenting with Taiwo Akinlami. We're going to be talking about protecting your teenagers from drug abuse. And then since it's a holiday, there's no better time to explore a unique kind of massage in the spirit of relaxation. That's not all. We'll be bringing you the scoop on the happenings in the world of entertainment. A lot has been going on even overnight. And of course, we'll be bringing you all that action today. We'll also be taking your comments on social media.
Yes, we'll. You know, it's May Day, May 1st, so we're looking at dignity in labor.
Yeah.
You know, that's our own Wake Up Nigeria theme. So let's talk about dignity in labor. What do you think about dignity in labor?
Whatever you find whatever your hands find to do, do it well.
Wow.
Really
Wow. I would want to quote a Bible verse that seest thou a man who is diligent in whatever he does, he will stand. I'm paraphrasing. He will stand before kings and not mere men. So let's see.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Let's see what you think about. I know it's Labor Day here, May Day. So let's see what you think about the dignity in labor. I'll be reading out your tweets live.
Yeah.
So maybe just Workers' Day. Let's dignity in labor. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you were talking about a lot that happened yesterday. They put single guys, but now
it was very strange. I mean, I walked in this morning. Of course, I didn't know what happened overnight. I walked in this morning, and everybody's talking about Davido and a certain Chioma, who I'm just discovering. Like, I didn't even know who Chioma was.
Wow. Okay.
Up until this morning.
Okay.
And
well,
they're saying, okay, so there's a certain Chioma who's apparently hit the jackpot.
A Porsche.
All right, so it was her birthday.
Yeah, it was her
birthday. And
birthday.
he gave her a Porsche.
He gave her a Porsche, and you know, of course, that's a very expensive SUV.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's expensive to maintain and all of that. I you know, so it's not your normal kind of gift. And you know, there's been a lot going on about it. He's love struck. He even went as far as putting up a post like...
Wait a second. Did he just meet this girl, or...
Okay, now the news is that he has known her for over 5 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
He just made that known, like yesterday. Someone was like, okay, but you have 2 baby mamas. And it's like she has always been there.
Oh, right.
So the point is she's faithful. But hey, come on, man. If you're not in the video, I don't have all the money like the video. Would she have stayed? That's another question.
Exactly.
Would she have stayed? You know, but then... kudos. Yeah, it was a birthday yesterday, so yeah, that's actually the major thing.
Very nice. So internationally, today is Workers' Day, and sometimes the labor unions, they come out to do walks.
Yeah.
To basically, like you said, promote dignity in labor.
Which
is really, really important.
Which is really cool.
And also to put some pressure on the government for people who are unemployed, because there are many people who want to work but can't find work.
You know, we'll talk about in the next part. We'll talk about our president's meeting with another president. Will that be later? Let's head.
It was actually nice. I saw it, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I'll get to the news now, of course.
All right, and Mary is on standby for us.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's time for the news on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mary Bashua Alimi. Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Joseph Nwobike, has been convicted on a 12-count charge for attempting to pervert justice by allegedly bribing embattled Justice Yunusa. He was sentenced to 1 month in prison for each of the 12 counts. But because the sentences are to run concurrently, he will spend only 1 month in prison. The Lagos State government has announced a reduction in occurrences of building collapse across the state, revealing that a total of 40 structures have so far been demolished in the last 1 year. Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Rotimi Ogunleye, said this at the annual ministerial press briefing to mark the third-year anniversary of Governor Akinwumi Ambode's administration. Ogunleye also said from April 2017 to March 14, 2018, more than 2,000 planning permit applications were received, with more than 1,200 approved and others at various stages of processing. Due to adoption of technology to fast-track the process through the Electronic Planning Permits EPP platform, applicants can now have their permits within 10 days while given 6-month amnesty for regularization. The Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered an interim forfeiture of 2 properties in Abuja linked to Patience Jonathan, wife of former President Goodluck Jonathan. The properties were said to be held in the name of a foundation of which Patience Jonathan was said to be one of its trustees. The EFCC had filed an ex parte application last year asking for an interim forfeiture of the properties, which it claimed was subject of an ongoing criminal investigation. Ruling on the application on Monday, Justice Nnamdi Dingba dismissed Mrs. Jonathan's objection to it as lacking in merit. The court then ordered the interim forfeiture, but ruled that it must only last for 45 days and that the EFCC must conclude its investigations and charge the suspects being investigated within the stipulated period. And that's the news at this hour. Let's take a look at today's weather forecast.
We're starting with the Punch this morning and the headline, "Killing of Christians in Nigeria must stop," says President Trump. And of course, he has a statement there. In terms of corruption, Nigeria has a reputation for very massive corruption. The president has been able to cut that down very substantially. Excuse me. And then still on the cover of the Punch, we have, "I prefer Buhari to Obasanjo," says Oba of Lagos, and Senate's suspension of Omoagege illegal, says AGF. Olunloyo's son Akintunde arraigned for 40 million naira fraud, alleged. And new minimum wage, NLC warns federal government against missing timeline for payment. Oil prices rise above $75 per barrel. Court jails Nwobike, SAN, for attempts to pervert justice. A court orders interim forfeiture of Patience Jonathan's Abuja houses and declare killer herdsmen as terrorists, Methodist prelate tells federal government. That's all we have on the cover of the Punch this morning. And then up next is the Vanguard and the headline, "Trump to Buhari, protect Nigerians against spate of killings." And why I offered to serve in Jonathan's government, says Okonjo-Iweala. And Buhari can spend $496 million without National Assembly approval. Court slams interim forfeiture order on Abuja properties linked to Patience Jonathan. Mayday will fight for better working conditions, says the NLC chairman there, Waba. And Melaye drama as lawyers clash with police in court premises. Omoagege's suspension illegal, says AGF. And a perversion of justice, SAN gets 30-day jail term. That's all we have on the cover of the Vanguard. And then up next is the Nigerian Tribune. In meeting with Buhari, Trump says killing of Christians unacceptable. And then Accountant General of the Federation says Omoagige's suspension is illegal. And same stories that we had on the other newspapers. Court orders interim forfeiture of 2 houses linked to Patience Jonathan. Only 5 of 23 local governments free from attack, says Autumn of Benue. And 2019, Southwest in dilemma over Buhari. And finally, we are truly independent, says INEC. And then up next is The Guardian. And the headline, killing of Christians in Nigeria is unacceptable, says Trump. PDP asks Buhari to explain spending of $1 billion yearly grant. How to end malpractice in WASC, says experts. And a couple of other stories there on the cover of The Guardian. And then up next, we have the Daily Sun here. And the headline, Buhari meets Trump. U.S. President lauds Nigeria on anti-graft war. America to return $500 million looted funds. We won't accept killings of Christians, says President Trump. Bomb attack, worst form of insecurity, says Nwodo. Impeachment motion, more trouble for Edo senator. Wike blames federal government for collapse of national security. Benue government sues Miyetti Allah. And Fidelity Bank's profit before tax hits 20 billion naira. And then you can see a photograph of our president, Buhari, with President Trump of the United States of America on the cover of the Daily Sun. Well, that's about all that we can take for now on the newspaper headlines. And of course, the newspaper headlines are proudly supported by Dettol. Be 100% sure. It's time for us to head to the outdoors where we have Iwo Akinyonenu, who's going to be doing some fitness for us.
Good morning, Nigeria. Namaste. Happy New Month and Happy Workers' Day. Today we're going to do a relaxing yoga routine and just to refresh, renew, and restore our energies as we enjoy our holiday today. So let's get started. We'll start with child's pose. I'll face this way so you can see all that I do. So get on your knees wide apart, big toes together. Sink your hips towards your heels. Lengthen your arms long in front of you. Make sure your head is dropped down on the floor or on the mat. Inhale and exhale. Take 5 breaths here. This is a very restoring asana, or you can call it a pose. It also massages your back. Opens up your hips. Take 2 more breaths here. Now at the end of your 5th breath, tuck your toes under. Make sure you plant your palms on the floor and lift your legs up. And scoop yourself backwards. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Inhale here. And exhale. You can just take your legs back and forward, inhaling and exhaling. If you feel this is a bit uncomfortable for you, you can go back to the first pose we did, the child's pose. Just inhale, exhale. You can stay here, press back. Keep breathing in and out. Pull your belly button into your spine. And then come on all fours. Your knees and your palms on the floor. Your palm directly under your shoulders. And we're going to do what we call the cat and cow. Alright, so you inhale, you arch, you take your head all the way back. And exhale, round chin to chest. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch, all the way back. Exhale, round. You're massaging your spine as you do this exercise. Your entire body is waking up. We're gonna do this 3 more times. breathing in and out. Last one in. And now we're going to do the cat and cow. So you extend one right hand, extend your left hand out, and then your right leg, flex your feet. So you're pulling it towards yourself. Inhale, exhale, and then switch sides. Now if you find this is too tough for you, you can just lift your hands up, you drop, and then lift your leg backward and drop. Okay? So just find what is comfortable for you. Remember to inhale and exhale. Taking this too much time. Last one. Keep breathing in and out. And then we'll come back to the first one we did with this child's pose. Sink your hips towards your heels. Bring your arms long in front of you. Inhale. Exhale. Take 2 more breaths here. Exhaling. Last one. Now come to a very comfortable sitting position. Your feet are forward. Inhale, exhale. And that's it for today. Namaste. Thank you so very much for watching.
All right, you're welcome to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And I've got with me Chef Onome Precious, more like Baker Chef. Okay, so what are you making for us today?
Okay, so today I'll be making red velvet cake.
Red velvet cake. We didn't get to see the process the last time, so it's great that we get to do that today.
Yeah, so...
Okay, so what are we making use of? Let's talk about the ingredients.
Okay, so we have our flour. This, first of all, these are the dry ingredients.
Okay.
While these are the wet ingredients.
Okay.
So we have our flour, baking powder, cocoa powder, baking soda, salt, sugar, egg, vinegar,
it's
yogurt.
It's hard to believe there's something in this dish, but there actually is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vegetable oil, color, and flavor.
Okay.
So, first of all, we're going to start with the dry ingredients. So this is 2.5 cups of flour.
2.5 cups of flour.
Yes.
How many will that make?
So just make one batch, that's 12 cupcakes.
Okay.
So, then we have our cocoa powder. We're just going to use 1 teaspoon.
That'll be enough?
Yes, that'll be enough.
Okay. When it's red velvet, you probably just want to have a taste of cocoa in it.
But trust me, 1 teaspoon is enough.
It's enough. Okay.
So we have the baking soda, just 1 teaspoon. Baking soda is extremely important. Then we have salt, just the same 1 teaspoon.
Okay.
So that is
2.5 cups, 1 teaspoon,
Yes.
1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon.
So that is it for dry ingredients. Okay. So for your wet ingredients, the first thing we have 1.5 cup of sugar.
Okay.
So pour it in a separate bowl.
That's almost as much flour.
Yes.
So there has to be almost the same amount of flour because you have 2.5 cups of flour.
Yes.
And then 1.5 cups of sugar.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
So the next thing we're going to add is our eggs. We're using 3 eggs.
Okay.
So you pour it in the wet ingredients bowl.
Both the yolk and the egg
everything.
whites. Everything. Okay.
Yes. So we have 1 cup of yogurt.
This is a cup of yogurt.
Yes.
The cup you're using to measure this is not the same as this, shall?
No.
Because this looks like the 1.5. In fact, it looks more than the 1.5 cup of sugar.
Yes, you can also use buttermilk instead of yogurt.
Okay. So if you don't have yogurt, you can use... Is this sweetened?
No, it's unsweetened yogurt.
Okay.
Then we have 1 cup of vegetable oil.
Okay.
Pour it in.
All of that oil?
All.
Wow.
All. Yeah, I can imagine. Then going straight to white vinegar, you take 1 teaspoon.
Of white vinegar? Okay.
Yes, and that's all.
That's all?
That's all. Then pour your flavor.
What flavor is that?
This is, for now, I'm using banana, but you can use vanilla.
Okay. So when you're biting into the cake, the color is red velvet, but you have cocoa in it, you have...
Yes, you have everything going on.
Banana in it.
Yes. So the last and very important is red coloring. This is extremely important because that's what gives the cake the rich red color that you see all the time. Now, there are two ways to mix red velvet. You can use your electric mixer and you can use your simple hand mixer. Okay. So I love starting with the dry ingredients. I love mixing the dry ingredients first. Okay.
They don't seem to take up much time.
No.
But you have to mix them till they are fine, right?
Yes, but not for too long.
Okay.
So it's advisable to just mix till everything is properly incorporated inside. So that's for the dry ingredients. So go ahead and mix the wet ingredients. So
and then we get the red color we're looking for.
Yes, we get the red color. So it's very simple. Something that everybody can easily make at home.
And all the ingredients are accessible.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's such a rich red color.
Yeah. So when you mix it properly, you add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients.
Okay.
So here you go. Then.
But you didn't have to mix for too long.
No. No.
Wow. This is something even kids can do on their own.
Yes, it's something that is extremely easy to learn and kids can also do it. And anybody can do it. Red velvet cake is usually used for birthday parties.
Okay, so I know quite well that we still have to put this in the pan and you have to mix it for a while. So we'll just stop here. Like, I'm pressing pause. Stop. Right now, though, we have to go on a commercial break. I need you to stay with us. We'll be back to discuss how to protect your teenagers from drug abuse. It's Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Now, raising a teenager in today's world, especially in today's Lagos, comes with its fair share of concerns. And one of these concerns is drug abuse. Now, we have a total child development and childhood preservation expert, Taiwo Akinlami, here in the studio with us to talk about how to protect our teenagers in these crazy days. You know, recently I saw the BBC documentary that said that approximately 2 million bottles of codeine-infused cough syrups are consumed daily in Kano alone.
Kano State alone,
Not to talk about, you know, the entire nation.
Yes.
And this is crazy.
It's crazy.
But let's start from the beginning so that, you know, we're taking this one step after the other. What is drug abuse?
Well, drug in itself, you look at drug, you look at medication, and you find that people use drug for different reasons. People use drug for as medication, and people use drug for different other reasons. There are drugs that has medicinal value, and there are drugs that has stimulating value. Yeah. And so what happens therefore is that our research has shown that any kind of drug can be abused. Even painkillers, and you now have the story of codeine, you have tramadol and other kinds of drugs. Excess use of drug constitutes abuse. Using drug without prescription constitutes abuse. But the one that has created a lot of concern now is using drug as stimulants for the purpose of stimulating your brain, your activities, and all of that. Yeah. Now, excessive consumption of drug at any level constitutes abuse. Whether you are saying you are using it for medication, some people have used, for example, they've used sleeping pills to the point that the sleeping pill does not work for them again because they've consumed it excessively. So, but what our concern today is that drug is not meant for children. Yeah. And a child is anybody below 18. A child is not supposed to abuse drug, whether a drug that has medicinal value or the drug that has a stimulating value. A child is supposed to be under the care of an adult, either a primary caregiver or a secondary caregiver. When you find a situation where young people who are supposed to be under the care of their parents, their fathers, their mothers, the school we send them to, and they are abusing drugs, I think the first port of call is not the children, it's the organization, It's the family that has the responsibility of providing care.
Natalia, I want to come in here because it's also very important for us to separate some of these things. I'm also going to ask you a few things about your own personal experiences.
Yeah.
But when we talk about drugs, sometimes, especially when it comes to young people, when you say drugs, people think about marijuana, people think about cocaine and heroin and things like that. But now we need to separate it because when people say, even especially in the West, when they say drug, you will always think about hard drugs. You will not think about stuff that you can get in the pharmacy as drug abuse. So what you're now saying is that stuff that you can also buy in the pharmacy, like painkillers, cough syrups, can also
all of that
constitute drug abuse.
What we are finding now is that attention of today's young people have shifted from the popular drugs, the hard drugs, like cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and the rest of them. They have now devised means of getting high on things that are common.
And things that are legal to buy.
That are legal to buy, and the question therefore is that if an 18-year-old, somebody who is less than 18, shows up in a pharmacy to ask for a kind of drug, now does the pharmacist or the organization have a responsibility to ask for prescription or to be interested in the age of that person? That is very important. Now I also read that the one of the pharmaceutical companies say they don't supply that much, 2 million, bottles in a day. So
in a particular location,
a particular location. So the question therefore is, where do the young people get it from?
And who's mixing it?
And who's mixing it? And who is doing all of that? Those are critical matters. But you know also that the figure that BBC is talking about is not only focusing on children. There are also adults who also abuse substance. Now they abuse tina that you use for carpentry work. They abuse Evostic. They abuse the feces of lizard. They put their nostrils in pit latrine
just to get high.
They do all of that. It's a major issue. But it is not as major issue for me as to looking at why are these problems prevalent. And I think there are 6 fundamental reasons that are found. I think number one is that young people love to indulge themselves, because they suffer from what I call reality deficiency syndrome. They are not always at home with the realities for the consequences of their actions. So you think you can always get away with things. But I wish I had known when I was a young person that being young does not mean you are immune against the consequences of your actions.
Exactly. You have some stories about abuse.
I wish I had also known that the fact that I was young does not mean I should be stupid or foolish or the fact that I won't reap the consequences of my action. The second reason why people abuse why young people abuse drug is example. And I'll tell you my own story. My father, I started smoking at the age of 12 years old, a cigarette, and I started drinking earlier because my father drank. Many days he would be drunk, he would be able to find his way home, and so they have to come and call us to bring him home. So when my father drank this strong drink, he called Shiman Shinap, and when he drank that drink, he used to give it to me to take it to the room, and he would warn me, it's not that you should drink out of it and add water. And from there, by the time I was 8 years old, 9 years old, I began to see that there's a similarity between the bottle of Shinap and water. I began to mix. I began to take a little shot, and I began to replace it with water. And he didn't discover. Because at that tender age also, I've started buying beer for him. I knew all the brands of beers that existed then. When he had guests and he wanted to entertain them, I was the one that would go and buy the bottles of beer that I was going to use to entertain his friends. So
at an early age, you were already exposed.
I was already exposed, and I started consuming. Not only that, I started drinking at that age, I started smoking. By the time I got to the university, I met a guy who asked me that the way the guy saw me chain smoking, because I started smoking early, and so by the time I got to university, I was chain smoking seriously. And the guy approached me and asked me, the way you are chain smoking is as if cigarette is too light for you. You need something harder. And so the guy introduced me to Indian hemp. And when the guy introduced me to Indian hemp, I became very addicted to Indian hemp to the point that I always had to have a parcel under my bed to ensure that I had my fill. Now, so I could take Indian hemp alone. I could take in there, mix it with cigarette. I could do all of that. And that was the kind of life I was living.
This was a result of early exposure.
Early exposure example.
At home, and also example
yes,
that you saw.
example that I saw. Many young people today, the example they see around them, for example, you go to densely populated areas in Lagos State, you find that if you call a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, and you give him money to go and purchase Indian hemp for you, he knows where to go. She knows where to go. Now, you go to, I don't want to mention names of places. You find places the other day, young people were said to have tried to rape their mates after finishing their exams, their final year exams,
I have that story.
and all of that. Now, you criticize those young people. Yes, they should be chastised. But you look at the environment where they are growing up. You look at the role models in that place. What are the people they look up to? The people that they celebrate, the people that are accepted, that the people that get all the accolade in those areas are touts, are people that don't have a normal and balanced life. There are people that are hooked on drugs. They are hooked on all kinds of things. So you find that example is a major issue.
So that's the second thing.
Number 3 is adventure.
Yeah.
Young people are adventurous. Unfortunately, we do not understand that the fact that it is an adventure does not stop it from having consequences. If you say you're adventurous, you climb the topmost floor of a 3-story building. You are good. When you fall, death does not understand that it is adventure.
Or is a joke.
It's a joke. I'm just trying. So when you are falling down, you are dying. You don't tell life that life is a joke. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. No, it's going to happen. Now the 4th one is company. The kind of company that young people keep. Because you see, I might not have graduated to Indian hemp for the kind of company I began to keep when I got to school. And my association with cigarette attracted me to a kind of company.
So it was like a gateway.
It was a gateway into something else. So the kind of company that we keep. Then you talk about the exposure in media is a major issue, because you see today, the other day, NBC says that they banned a particular song by a popular musician because there were shots of people smoking cigarette, and so they dealt with all of that. But I'm asking the question: young people are exposed to every other day to so-called role models who sing
with musical videos
and all of that, who smoke, who sing about smoking. Now, somebody sang a song the other day, Motimu Dongoyaro, Monkey Tail. Dongoyaro is a concoction with sapele water, ogogoro, that's gin, local gin. Monkey Tail is a concoction.
And you have songs
with Indian
about Shekpe and
Ebamiwa Karo, and all of that. So and we forget that when people follow role models, they also follow their lifestyles, and they believe that the things that they do is the things that make them high. So what you find in the media again is that you see subliminal effect of the things that we do. Now, a guy.
I'll have to stop you there, because we have to round off.
Yes.
But Taiwo is going to be with us throughout the month of May, talking about drug abuse and how we can protect our children, especially our teenagers, because some of these things that we're talking about are very serious and they're occurring around us even now, and you might not be aware of what your teenagers are doing.
You're welcome back. Of course, you're still watching Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time to wake up in a big way. When you hear the word massage, you think to yourself so many things. The first thing that comes to your mind is this. For me, it's this, like massage. And we have a master right here talking about Sheson from Las Solis. And he's going to be showing us how to get a good massage. So where do we get started from?
Of course, we start from the back.
From the back. Okay. Go ahead. Now, massage is something that many people take for granted. Like, I can always get somebody in my family to massage me. You get a little child to climb on your back and stuff. So what makes having to go to a massage parlor so important?
Well, it's so important because actually, I also grew up having that for myself. Because I remember a lot of that.
What kind of massage?
Okay.
Because you have to be careful of some joints, especially the spine.
Oh.
You don't want to play around there.
Okay.
Very
So if you're massaging the back,
yeah,
what do you do?
We don't massage the spine.
Okay.
We only go around the edge of the spine. So all of these cautions, so many people are not aware of it.
Okay.
And then when you have people coming putting pressure on the spine,
it's not good at all.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay. So you're focusing on the back right now.
Yes.
Aha. Now many have the notion that getting a massage is expensive. And that's probably why they would rather have someone jumping on their back or climbing or walking down their back. So if I was to get an average, proper massage, how can you disabuse my mind from the belief that it's expensive?
Okay, usually I tell people, can we say anything that has to do with our wellness is expensive? No. Why? Because massage actually play a very big role, a vital role in reducing stress.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, it has been proven to be the #1 way to address stress.
I was actually going to ask you that. Stress, therapy, we have so many reasons we get massages. So which one would you say is actually the main reason for getting? It's just like ladies going to a beauty parlor. Is either to gossip or to get the latest info or to just relax. So how would you put massage? Is it for therapy or to each his own?
Well, it's for therapy. We really can't say just easing out sometimes, getting sometimes away with friends to gist and gossip properly. Because why is because it actually helps to reduce stress, especially for desk workers. When we have a package like this, which is called corporate chair massage.
Corporate chair massage for workers?
Yeah, for workers, especially desk workers.
Okay.
That sit in a particular position for a long period of time. So most people tells you, oh,
you can go ahead.
I begin to feel some pain at the lower back of my lower back, pain, some feel, discomfort after some times, and that triggers the immune system to, dysfunction in some part of your body. Like some people say, they begin to have headaches, some stomach upset, and
all that. Yes. So not getting enough rest or getting enough this is actually for relaxation.
Yes.
So it could help you prevent a number of diseases.
Yes.
I know massages come with oil. Is there a reason we are not making use of some right now?
Well, we're going to be using oil. I have a massage oil right here. But basically we'll be using it for the neck area and then the hands.
That's the corporate massage, just for the neck and the hands, not the entire body, as is said to be the case.
If we were to use the entire body, we then have to get close up.
Okay. This massage here, is there a reason for the head being down like this?
Yeah, the reason being that it position your client in such a way you can access the back properly, and then the client is more comfortable.
Oh, so this is supposed to be comforting.
Yes.
It does look like a punishment. She's kneeling down. All I need for her to raise her hands and close her eyes. All right, so Chesson from La Solace, the massage parlor, busy right now with our clients, and well, she'll be telling us much later how good she feels. In the meantime, however, we're going to head straight to the kitchen where Chef Onome Precious is busy with some baking. Red velvet cake coming up.
Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the importance of the measuring cup. When you're baking, it's very important to use your measuring tools, starting from your spoon. We have different types of spoon, but today I'm using teaspoon. Now, it's important that you use, when you're measuring, for example, when you're measuring your cocoa, you make sure everything is leveled. Then also, we're going to talk about the cup. It's very important to make sure you're using the right measurement, especially when you're using your measuring cup. So whenever you pack an ingredient like flour or sugar, you have to make sure you level it before you pour it in. So as you can see, the red velvet cake, I'm mixing it. The color is rich. That's because I did not use liquid color. I used gel color. Now, gel color is more effective when compared to liquid color, and it's extremely good for red velvet cake. There are actually some liquid colors that when you use them, they would make the cake. Okay.
Hi. I see that you've been very busy.
Very,
so you're talking
busy.
About making the cake and all?
Yes.
Okay.
I was talking about the liquid color and the gel color.
Okay.
So when you use your gel color, it makes your red velvet, it makes the color look really rich compared to your liquid color.
The liquid color.
Yes.
So you advise making use of the gel
color. Yes.
All right. So I guess it's about time for us to get this in the oven.
Yes.
I know you tend to say it's just about 20 minutes.
Yes.
Well, you're still right here. You're watching us in the kitchen on Wake Up Nigeria. And what we're making is red velvet cupcakes. So Chef Onome Precious is taking us through the process of getting this done ourselves in our home.
Yeah. So when you're pouring it inside, you have to be careful not to pour too much.
Okay.
And you pour bit by bit.
Just a little at a time.
Just a little at a time.
Okay. Okay.
So this is one thing. This is
going to make more than a batch, though.
Yes. So this is extremely easy. Anybody can do it at home. Anybody.
While you're pouring this, could you take us through the process again, especially the ingredients, what we made use of?
Okay.
And all?
First of all, we use the ingredients are divided into two. We have dry ingredients and wet ingredients.
Okay.
For your dry ingredients, we have the flour.
Okay.
We have the baking soda.
Okay.
Cocoa powder and salt.
Okay.
Now we use 2.5 cups of flour. We use 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay. Then we have the wet ingredients. Now these ingredients are extremely important when compared to the dry ingredients.
Okay.
You have your yogurt, butter, and sugar, and your gel color, your white vinegar, and your flavor. So we use 1.5 cups of sugar. We use 1 tablespoon of gel color,
okay.
1 tablespoon of flavor, 1 teaspoon of vinegar, and 1 cup of yogurt and vegetable oil.
I see that yogurt is being made use of a lot, especially when making cupcakes.
Yeah.
Is there a particular reason?
Okay. First of all, First, you're supposed to use buttermilk, but in case you don't have buttermilk, you can replace it with yogurt. Now, it makes your cake more fluffy when the cake is ready.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. So is the yogurt that actually contributes to the fluffiness
and it gives it
of
this
the cake?
Unique taste.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Now, anybody just from a layman's, you are the chef.
Yeah.
I see sugar.
Yeah.
And it's going into the wet ingredients. And I'm like, okay, is sugar not dry? Why?
Okay, actually, sugar is a wet ingredient because if you notice, the moment it touches water, it melts off immediately.
But salt does the same thing.
Yes, but just naturally, it's a wet ingredient.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. But I guess it kind of makes sense. So red velvet cupcake, a great way to kick back with friends today. So if you're having friends over to celebrate Workers' Day, of course, you can always make this at home for them. Very easy to make, easily accessible ingredients as well. So it's going straight into the oven. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot to share. Yeah. And it's a great thing we're making cakes today so everybody can celebrate. Some of us have to be at work today. Like me, like her, like everybody, all the crew members. So it's great to be here.
Hey, welcome back. And you know how we do it? It's the best part of the show. And you know the reason why, because I've got Honeypot in the house.
Yippee! Like, whoa.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm very well,
How's your
thank
night?
you.
You were on show last night, of course.
Yeah, short, but beautiful. For the gift of life, we are grateful.
Right. Great. So let's get straight to it. We have some very interesting stories, but something broke late last night.
Yes.
And let's just talk about that one before we go to what we have.
Okay.
Davido gifting Chioma, Chef Chioma, a Porsche. Right?
Okay, so I've just been excited and I'll be like, Chef Chioma, now you be cool.
Now you be cool.
In fact, that thing was almost going to make me say chef.
But what do you think? He revealed that she has been with him for 5 years, according to his statement.
So I saw a random tweet yesterday, and that person was asking, like, this is just so soon, Davido. How so? And Davido answered and said, if you say 5 years is short, then I don't know what to say. Like,
let me just have your thoughts on this. Do you think she's there for the money or she really loves the guy? What do you think? Let's
Mike,
just give your thoughts.
Now for you.
You don't want me to put
Am I
out
in
the spot,
mind?
Abi?
But
Okay.
I know that a lot of people
Alright.
have been saying that it is about the money and all that. But I do, well, I want to believe that some things actually come natural.
You know what, we'll talk very much about this much later, all right? But let's get straight to what we have today. Sauce Kid is out of jail and he seems like he has learned his lesson, right? He put up a post and said...
So, yeah, he hashtagged it Zoo free. Okay, so the last tweet we had from Sinzu was in 2016.
Okay.
And between 2016 and 2018, he's been serving the time. And so he said that because he served the time, he committed the crime, and he said the time that his past is behind him. And now he's moving on. And I really like the fact that he came out to address that. And I do really hope that people will get to forgive him because, especially in Nigeria, I don't know where he wants to. Maybe he wants to come back to Nigeria, wants to stay back in the UK
in the US.
and continue his career right there. But I do not know if Nigerians truly ever forget stuff and forgive people. Although people say that Nigerians actually forgive and then they move on. They are so quick to coming back to your fault.
To refer back to your past.
Do not even make any mistake because you know what? They are right there and they're bringing it out. Especially when everything is on the internet these days.
All right, but then kudos to him. I think I like the idea that he actually accepted that he did it and he has moved on from that. Okay, but then now someone I feel quite some pity for, Ibinabo Fibrosima.
Oh, wow.
Now, she has been, she recently, for a while, she has been off the scene. This was after she was involved in an accident and someone passed on in that particular accident. Now, 12 years, whooping 12 years, a decade and 2 years after, she comes to tell us exactly what happened. That is not like she was drunk or anything. So what's the scoop about that?
Well, she has come out to say, and she addressed that particular article or letter to a certain Azuka, and I kept wondering, like, please leave me alone, free me. And she said that after 12 years, she came to tell people that she wasn't drunk, and she actually killed. She said she's not a murderer, but she actually killed a doctor, a certain Dr. Giwa, lost his life. So she said that she kept quiet all the while because she wanted the family to heal. And she wanted people right now to pray for the family of Dr. Giwa and our own family because she said she's been going through a lot. She has suicidal thoughts and she had a lump, according to her. She was in prison, she was a kirikiri, and so they had to actually take her for treatment. She said she's gone through a lot. She's been depressed.
She's been sued for 200 million naira.
Yeah, and she said, where does she get that kind of money from? So she has settled out of court with that particular family, and she said she will be paying instrumentally.
All right, great one. Okay, moving on from that, let's hope that she finally gets some closure there. Moving on from that now, we have, let's talk about Joko.
Okay.
Okay, so now there has been, after that concert, which was quite big, he performed and all of that, he was surprised that we're singing his song, or that some people were singing his song.
No, leave me alone.
But then there's been a back and forth between Americans and Nigerians, Joe Cole, and all of that back and forth. Do you think, why does the Western world think that majority of Africa as it is so backward that they would ask questions like, do we have a stage there?
It even starts from J. Cole coming on stage and thinking that, oh, he should have come to Nigeria a long time ago. He never even expected this kind of crowd and the ambience and everything he saw. And, well, I don't know why they think that Africa is a country. And they don't know that, Africa is a continent. I think they should actually do themselves that favor of reading some more and getting to know stuff. It is not our fault. It is their fault, and they should deal with it.
With all due disrespect, please, if you don't know, I know Europe is a continent. If you don't know Africa is a continent, will not do. What is worrying you? Okay, all right, but then from that, let's move on. Now, this news, this is something that is quite sad. I know her personally to an extent. Cynthia Morgan. Now, she's been in the news, and it is alleged that she's owing rent and she has evaded tax.
Yeah, I talked about this on radio on Sunday.
Okay.
And yes, it was according to Punch newspaper. She has not paid her rent, so 1.3 million. Yeah. And a lot of stuff that the landlady or the landlord has said, like disturbing the neighbors, all of those, not paying for waste and all of this. And apart from that, tax evasion, as you said. And she's not the only celebrity in Nigeria, especially with the fact fact that, Lagos State government accused Davido of this, accused AY of this, and she's accused of, not paying tax up to 3.5 million. Well,
what are your thoughts? Final words about this?
The thing is, many times, I know that so many times people think that it is so rosy once you're in the public eye and you are a celebrity. They think that it's so rosy for you, you have money. People get broke. And I think she is flat broke at this point.
At this point,
all right, so
she needs all the support she can get at this
She
point.
needs all the support, and I'm so happy for Chef Chioma once again.
Okay. All right.
Because
she has to bring that back. But we have to go now. Thank you very much on the podcast.
Chef Chioma, now you be cool once again.
It's always great having you. All right. So that's all we can take on entertainment news. Remember, on social media, let's know what's your dream job. But then we have on standby for a performance, Seriki, who is with Mary. What's up, Mary?
Hi, Mike. Well, Seriki is an indigenous Nigerian rapper known for his infusion of Yoruba language with rap music. He has been in the entertainment scene for quite a while now, and he will be treating us to one of his singles this morning. Hi, Seriki.
Yeah, I'm fine. What's up, people? It's your boy, Seriki Omowo. Babala, now sexy ladies. You know how it is. You know how we do. We're in the building.
It seems to me that you've even started the performance, so let me just allow you go on.
Sakamaji, Yatunamania. Seriki, reminisce. Ofumin pepper soup, Ofumin beer. Sakamaji. Ofafit Tommy Lossi Libya. Sulamania. Tobara one mota Jomanjis. Sakamaji. DJ Khalid Washalaba mix. Sulamania. Sakamanje, 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 Sulamania, 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 Oshama Wobo, Omo Lukaku, Sakamanje, Ajijo Manjo Shaku Shaku, Sulamania, Player niye, Biti Pogba, Sakamanje, Oje Komode, Kotora Roba, Sulamania. Sakamanje, 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 Sulamania, 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 Sulamania. Oma Woteli, Oma Malaga, Wamo Kodapa, Wabiyada, Wadobale, Ero Wanle, Sakamanje, Yotunamania, Borokoto Binabania, Tibatu Sibeto, Wala Lafia. Èmi dẹ̀ máa gbọ́ra dànù mi ò kíá. Wọ́n ló ń ṣá prapra, ò ń ṣá propro. Ṣó máa lè dúró tí wọ́n bá dúró náà ibo lóró bí mo ti rówó. Àbí torí mo pupa bí bororo. Bébì tó bá tẹ̀sí máa fún ẹni tán. Tó bá fẹ́ sí mi máa fún ẹni. Ọmọ ni mo fa mo jọ Ronaldo. Ètè mi dúdú mo fa tobacco. Èmi mo ní airport pẹ̀lú museum. Sakamanje. Mo máa ra kára fún ẹ pẹ̀lú coupion. Sulamalia. Ògbówó mi tán ò fẹ́ tẹ́ra lẹ̀. Sakamanje. Tí bá mo fún ẹ tán, ó máa gbéra lẹ̀. Sulamalia. Sakamanje, 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 Sulamania, 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 Sulamania. See, baby, 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 oh, baby, 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 ready, 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 oh, baby, baby, ready. Me on blow trumpet in me, I think about one more eating one getting me $50,000 no your pocket in me. Any to done you will my kick pockets in me. I want that to buy anaconda. Money driver's license will live under see. One they want back, one they come out to I'm para me oda. Ola no be Madam Shaja, you got to be you poor my ole daje. Seriki, give me what best. Mama now for a big way mo just spot bet. Anthony Joshua ni kawaja. Sakamanje. Then you could let one ya no paja. Sulamania. Shatawale, yo mati gba Grammy. Sakamanje. Eyin ba first sign as a Wenga. Sulamania. O wa lo buy. Sakamanje. 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 Sulamania. 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 Edowood.
It's been mine on the mix.
Mr. Real Ocean Beats.
I I guess it's all about the shaku something.
Yeah, you know how it is.
In fact, we already have so many things we'd like to ask him. First of all, the Sakama and Jay. But first, we'll go on a break. We'll be right back to have a chat with Seriki. Stay with us.
Welcome back. I've got Seriki on the couch with me. But before I talk to him, we're going to go over to Mike and find out what you guys have been up to on social media. Hey, Mike.
All right, thank you very, very much, Yomi. Of course, we're right here to take your comments on social media. We're talking about Labor Day, of course, and what kind of job, what's your dream job, what do you think about dignity in labor and all of that? It's quite a lot. But then remember, of course, this week we're going to be giving out a phone and also movie tickets to go check out Avengers Infinity War and other movies. So stay tuned to what we have in store for you on social media, okay? So remember, I always tell you, you have to use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. We're getting the comments there, but now I'm going to talk to Mary and, of course, Onome, and I'll ask them what they love about their jobs. What's your dream job? Yomi, apart from what you're doing now, do you have any other job that you would term a dream job?
Who, me?
Apart from what you're doing now, yes. Apart from what you're doing now.
I wanted to be a rapper, but
really?
That was like maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago. But now, you know, what I'm doing is okay for me.
Okay, all right. Okay, so maybe I would have to move on to Mary now. Mary and Onome, what do you guys think about your kind of job? But then I'll get to them to talk to them. I'm trying to get out your tweets. Remember, I told you use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. So Mary, just keep on thinking. If you have any other dream job, I still think, you know, you do have. What would if you were not doing what you're doing now? What would be your dream job?
Okay, so if I wasn't doing what I was doing now, is one of two things: either as a musician or, believe it or not, as a housewife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Onome, I'm sure you're cooking, but so is this your dream job? Is there any other thing you'd have wanted to do?
First of all, this is my dream job. I've always enjoyed baking, but in case of any other thing, I think I would love to be an actress. I love acting. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm an agent. I'm acting. We'll talk about that one. Okay, so but then we already have your comments coming in here. Eda Michael says, dream job. I really want to be a professional hacker. Too much of Hollywood is what is doing you. You want to be or guy they hold you. You want to be a professional hacker. It's too much of Hollywood as you. But then yeah, come on, I get that. And then this is from official Sheson, who says hashtag Wake Up Nigeria. Happy Workers' Day to everybody in the studio. I love the show. My dream job is to be a musician. I mean a rapper to be precise. Okay, Yomi, you have a comrade here. Says I love what's happening in the kitchen today because I can feel the sense of you can feel the scent. Wow. Oh no, man. Someone says they love what you're doing in the kitchen today because they can. You're not even perceiving the scent. You're feeling the scent.
I didn't know you could feel the impact. The first thing.
Thank you very much.
Shout out to
Thank you very much, Sheson. Thank you very much. Okay, and Abayomi _A says at TVC Connect, my dream job is to be a presenter, radio and TV, but I'm presently a chemistry.
You said?
You're a science student. We want to be a presenter and you're a science student. You have to do art now to understand what's happening, eh? But then thank you very much. You guys have given me some wonderful comments here. And at Chiwendo _ says, my mom loves her job so much. Happy Workers' Day, Yomi and Mike. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's see. Do we have anyone still here? Okay. All right. Yeah, so yeah, replies. Workers' Day, does that really apply to everyone? This is at Olayera, says, the Aboki on my street does not even observe that. Really? Just kidding. It's cool to be home. Less work, more rest. Yep! It is cool to be home. So keep tabs with us on Wake Up Nigeria and, of course, on our social media segment. There are a lot of giveaways coming up very soon. That's all I can take. And then, of course, I have to head over to Yomi, who is on standby with Seriki. They're going to give us the scoop on what's happening. Okay, so Yomi, what's up?
Thanks so much, Mike, and happy Workers' Day to everyone. Happy Workers' Day to you, Seriki, as well.
Yeah, we out here, we're still working.
Yeah, still working, man, every single day, every single day. Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
So you have been around for probably 15 years, doing this from school.
Okay.
You know, putting stuff together, and you know, it's good to see you that you're still consistent doing what you're doing.
Okay.
But tell us a little bit about your background when you started rapping in secondary school.
Okay. My real names are Seriki Ibiemi Otaubayomi Sulaimon. The Seriki is my stage name and my surname at the same time. I attended Aitoro Grammar School, Ebutemeta.
Yeah.
Then started music in secondary school. But to me, music was like a sport. It was like a hobby.
And
like
you were mixing it with comedy as well and do a lot of different things.
So it was like an extra activities that I'm just doing way by the corner.
Yeah.
So after my secondary school in Ebutemeta Itoro Grammar School, I moved to Delta State, attended Petroleum Training Institute.
All right, okay.
Studied industrial safety and environmental engineering.
So you could have been working on like Mobil or Chevron right now.
Definitely.
And cashing in with dollars and stuff.
Definitely.
But why did you decide that, okay, you know what, oil industry is great, but I'm going to focus on music?
Well, that's where my passion lies. And I've worked in an oil company, I won't be fulfilled as an individual. I won't find fulfillment in. Fine, the money will come easily and the money will come in very quickly, but I won't find fulfillment. I will probably still dump.
It's somewhere along the line. Because it was one of the things that we're talking about today, that what is actually your dream job? There are people who are stuck on various jobs right now, and they probably want to do what you're doing, but they're saying to themselves, I can't take that risk. But you took that risk and it's paying off.
I just have to follow my dream.
Yeah. All right, so tell us about how you met ID Kabasa, Nice, and the whole of the crew from Alakomeji.
Shout out to Olumide Ogunade.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aboloya Konde, popularly known as Nice. Shout out to Idowu Fatade, known as Edowood. After I came back from Delta State, I met ID Kabasa through Too Fat. Introduced me to ID. It brought me back to Koda Tune Click. Then ID Kabasa introduced me to Nice. So that's how the whole journey started.
How the whole journey began. Very nice, very nice. So you started doing songs, and one of the things that we know about rappers is the ability to be able to engage in controversy. Sometimes that comes up once in a while. And for instance, the song you did, the collaboration you did with Nice, which a lot of people were talking about because it looked like you were coming for a rugged man.
That was way back.
But you know, it was also something that pushed you into the limelight.
Shout out to my big brother, Igochukwu Stevens. Is a wonderful man. He's someone I respected so much. But so many things happened in the past that I was young then, and when you're young, so many things we just. I don't actually want to talk about. This.
I mean, that song brought you to the limelight. Everyone was wondering, who is this Seriki guy and everything. But now, I mean, 2018, lots of new things happening. I mean, I'm hearing Sakamanje.
Sakamanje.
What is the meaning of that? You have to tell us, because you are giving us that song and everybody was listening and dancing. But most people don't know what it means. So what is Sakamanje?
Well, Sakamanje is a street slang.
Yeah.
Because I'm someone who is being influenced by my environment.
Yeah.
I take a whole lot of inspiration from my immediate environment, things people do around me, things people say around me, and I just infuse it into my
So what is Sakamanje?
Sakamanje means format, someone who lies a lot. Things that you know you don't have. Be like, my man, now my papa gets National Museum. Look, Dangote is my related uncle.
I have $30 billion
$10 is that kind of thing. Sakamanje means someone who lies a lot. You front like things you don't have. I mean, someone who's not real.
But there are some people who say fake it till you make it. So I mean, people don't really have to. I mean, it's almost like
the thing about fake it till you make it is, if you're faking it, make sure you don't get caught till you fake it and you make it.
And you make it at the end,
It's either you fake it till you make it, or you are real with people. Let people know, okay, you have not make it, you're still hustling. People will know, okay, from that, this guy is still hustling till you eventually make it. So if you're faking it, make sure you fake it very well and you don't get caught.
Otherwise, it'll be Sakamanje for you. All right, so we're rounding off now, but one of the things that you speak most about is piracy. The fact that piracy kills artists. And it's one of the things that you talked about, that is one of the things that you also want to change. So tell us about that.
Yeah, the thing is, piracy is actually killing us musicians. But we thank God for digital marketing of music, because actually most musicians now prefer to release their song online on like different digital platforms, different platforms, iTunes and the rest, Amazon, Spotify. Then they can actually monitor
the sales
their
of the
materials more. than when you give your CD out to probably some marketers and they will just, you can't actually be on the street and start monitoring your...
Yeah, I understand that.
But it's quite easy for you to just send email to most of these, probably iTunes and code. Okay, they should send you a log of the sales that you have and they'll send it to you. So it's...
All right, Seriki, I hope that you were hungry because we're going to the kitchen now.
Wow, let's eat too. I know it's before I come for also.
I'm here with the Sakamanje crooner himself. Yes, sir. All right, guys, so what's going on? Looks very red and velvety.
The Sakamanje got me thinking of this Papa Jasco series. You remember Samanje? So I was thinking it.
Oh, that's Samanja.
Samanja. Because I was
it's quite different. That's Samanja.
Because that guy can lie.
Okay,
okay,
so he said, you know, fake it till you make it, but just don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
That's deep.
Okay.
Very deep.
Well, welcome to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Chef Onome Precious has been making this beautiful velvet cake. She'll be telling us about it.
So this is red velvet cupcake. All I simply did was mix the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients and red coloring to produce this cupcake.
Very nice, very nice. Maybe we should hand some over to him to taste.
My mouth is already watering.
That's for you. And I hope that...
I think this one is big. Let me take it.
Yeah, no, you can have everything. And I think tea and coffee are being made in the back, so we can...
The trick is actually to make
after
it
the show, we can have some of that.
Yeah, cupcake.
So, Mary, did you see Mike in the kitchen yesterday?
That's how you do it.
Oh my gosh, I was so happy. Like, finally, that hashtag can rest. Seriously.
I hope people haven't been going to the bathroom because of that all day today. But yeah, it's been an amazing show. Big thank you to all our guests for joining us this morning. Taiwo Akinlami and the one and only Sakamanje crooner himself, Seriki.
A big thank you to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories and to Faller's Place for styling our hair.
Yeah, it's been a great show today. Thank you to Chef Onome as well for the lovely velvety cupcakes.
Thank you.
We're going to see you again tomorrow. And TT should be back as well tomorrow.
By God's grace, yeah.
See ya.
Have a nice day. Bye.